It's your boy Roy Jones Jr. and right now you tuned into World Combat Sports.
Once again, salute everyone. Happy holidays. Coming up on the 4th of July, Independence Day. A lot of us don't know what that means, but I'm not about to go into it. I just want y'all to continue to enjoy yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Be safe out there because it's a lot of action that's popping off that you might not want to be a part of. You feel me? So, I want to give a big salute out to the supporters. Those of you that rock out with the channel. You tuned in once again to Hot Grease Chronicles, episode number 23. You know what it is. Crawford, 2 times undisputed, 2022. Hey, that's why I'm just sitting back and relaxing. I'm sitting back and relaxing. I'm just listening. I'm reading. I'm listening, reading. You know what I'm saying? And it just seems like every other time you look, something's changing. You have 50 different ways that someone's going to report on this fight. And I've been nice about it. I just put the invite out there to say, hey, why don't you just let it go? If you say it's going to be announced officially tomorrow, just let it ride. Let it ride and be announced because there's nothing else to talk about. There's nothing else to talk about with this fight, man. But every time I tune in and I hear something different over here, something different over there, people just coming up with incendiary rhetoric. And I'm saying to myself, this is never going to die down because you actually dealing with temporaries. You're dealing with individuals that don't really rock with the sport of boxing. They rock with the channel that they supporting. They really don't fuck with boxing. Well, once again, that's not encompassing everybody on here, but I've come to that point that it's a lot of cats on here that just want to be a part of a conversation. For whatever they got going on in their life, they just want to be a part of the conversation. And if that channel is talking about the fighter that they favor, then guess what? They're going to tune in. The shit that I'm hearing, though, about this is just wow. You know what I'm saying? It just continues to get more bizarre every time you tune in. It's just laughable. Mr. Gumbo on deck. Big shout out to Mr. Gumbo on deck. He said, here we go, WCS, my brother. Salute to you there, Mr. Gumbo, for tuning in. IB, what's good with it, OG? How you feeling? Appreciate you pulling up. So, we went through a lot of pages in this continuing drama. It just never stops, man. This is like the biggest boxing soap opera of this lifetime. This has turned into a drama series. I'm telling you, man, this fight has turned into a drama series, and it don't even have to be like that. It doesn't have to be, Crawford on the left and Crawford fans on the left and Spence fans on the right. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I made a live and say death to the YTBC. I was putting it out there. There's no such thing as YTBC. There's no YouTube boxing community in here. There's no YouTube boxing community. It's just a community of individuals who choose to speak on boxing, whoever that may be. You know what I'm saying? It's not enough criteria that's based off I'm talking about pure integrity to report on it. It's not enough that's going around that we can call ourselves a YouTube boxing community. You know what I'm saying? That just was down in the drain quicker than they created a thumbnail about. So we heard the 55-45 that was supposed to already be signed, right? And then I heard that Terrence Crawford wanted $30 million. All right, now it's $25 million. But I'm saying once again, I thought the fight was already done. and they was gonna make it official this week. Well, that was last week because Sunday is actually the beginning of the following week. Okay, so let me just lay down some fire right quick. You said the fight was gonna be announced last week. That was between between Sunday and Saturday. That didn't happen. All this bogus ass news that came out on Sunday to Saturday, no one announced anything. No one officially announced that the fight was signed, sealed, delivered outside of YouTube. No one. I don't care about all them other people that they want to grab hold to. Nobody else is talking about. I ain't talking about one source or somebody want to play games and because so many people are talking about it. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about officially. The promotion, first of all, someone who works with the promotion, or someone from the teams, either teams, Crawford or Spence. Somebody from either team. That's all I want to hear. What's going on, Alfonso? Salute to you. It's fake news. The fight being announced tomorrow. Hey, that's what they say, man. They say the fight is going to be announced on Independence Day, while everybody is goddamn intoxicated and full of barbecue, mac and cheese, turnip collards, what I'm saying, sweet potato, banana pudding, tater salad, cornbread, rolls, sweet tea. You know what I'm saying? Anybody know when you drink sweet tea and with all that food, what you gonna do? You're gonna get sleepy as fuck. So nobody's gonna be waiting on this motherfucker, waiting for some news to pop and somebody knocking on the window. Hey, wake up, man. They announced it. Man. Nah, come on. It's not gonna happen. Come on, man. I'm still keeping hope alive that the fight is announced within the 24-hour period tomorrow. Then it will pretty much, limit me from going in on some individuals that was delivering fake news. This is all I'm saying. Like, it's so much fake news about the money, about the percentage on what they're gonna agree to. Then it comes down to say Crawford, he just has to understand he's just not gonna get what he think he's gonna get. It's just not gonna happen. So if he's not gonna get what he want, then the fight shouldn't be signed. What did they sign? What did they agree to? No one should be bringing one or two channels release information on YouTube saying the fight's been signed. It's no more negotiation that has to go into play. They're released that the fight's been signed, but yet they still talking about Crawford wants this amount of money. How much does Spence want? Explain to me how much does Spence want? I hear y'all pointing the finger at Crawford, but tell me how much Spence is asking. How much money is Spence asking? Is he not asking that much because his guarantee has always been lower than Crawford's? Is he not asking that much? He's just asking for a bulk load on the back end or what? I need to know. The listening people want to know how much is Spence asking. That's all I want to know. Is Spence asking 32? Is Spence asking 30? And Crawford is like, I'm asking 30? I mean, what are they asking? Is Spence asking 30 mil? 25 mil? 20? Is he asking 10? Because y'all are not reporting on what Spence is asking. Every time I hear y'all talk, y'all's like, well, Crawford's asking this amount of money. He's just being unreasonable. And I'm saying to myself, like, what's unreasonable compared to what Spence? We don't know. It's empty. You left the goddamn cart empty. Why don't you just put the information in there on what Spence is asking, so I can kind of, decide with my assessment, is it unfair for which Crawford is asking? Like, if you tell me Spence is asking $5 million and Crawford is asking 30, then I'll say, yeah, that seemed like a little unfair. Spence is asking 5 mil and Crawford's asking 30. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, damn, why he asked so low? That's very, very low. You know what I'm saying? Anybody out there, those channels who keep on reporting that both parties have signed. I spoke to somebody close to the matter and both parties are signed. Please enlighten me. How much is Spence asking? What is his going price right now? We need to know in this motherfucking chat. Charles Miller on deck. What's good? Oh, I thought the fight was signed. That's what other channels are saying. You know what I'm saying? You did not see that. Hey, look, you didn't read that in my title. You did not read that the fight was signed over here. All I'm saying is I'm just looking forward to the fight being signed so we can get on with this undisputed. But in the process, it's so much frivolous information that's being dispersed out here on YouTube that people can't take us serious, man. People cannot take us serious on the outside. I've had conversations with, some big dogs, man, and they tell me what they think about this YouTube shit, and they tell me what they think about Spence and Crawford's fake news, that's being saturated out here on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? We pretty much on the same sheet of music when it comes down to people dispersing fake information, right? But yet they want the listeners to take them serious as if they really a part of this boxing network. It's hard to do that when you just putting out fake shit. It makes us look bad, man. Like YouTube right now is very polluted when it comes to credible news. It's very polluted. When people want to come over here and get a sip of some straight boxing tea, they can't do it because the shit is polluted. It's contaminated, man. Big dog on deck, what's good? D-Ray, what's good with it? Bud ain't fight since November. Make the damn fight. Big dog, you be throwing some haterade around. You be splashing that shit. But it never get on me though. It never get on me. You know what I'm saying? Never. It's hate. I mean, it's light haterade. It's okay. It's like no one's talking about when Bud fought last. What does that matter when the same channels you be on, you're knowing that they're reporting that the fight is done already. The fight has been agreed 55-45 for PPV. So and so wanted this. They keep talking about what Bud want 25-30, 25-30. They know what Bud want, but they never want to talk about what Spence wants. What is considered bad at the end of the day on what Spence wants comparable to what Crawford is asking? Why are we talking about when somebody last fought? Big dog, you've been here long enough, man. You've been here long enough not to come on like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is, man. You've been around these channels too long. You know that doesn't make any sense to mention he fought last November. So do you actually think, if you do, you just prove my point why I support the hell out of Crawford. Do you think Terrence Crawford has that much power to just snap his finger and this fight happen? I mean, is there anybody that you can speak to behind the scenes that would tell you that Crawford is the one that's the grand poobah of this entire negotiation process? No one's gonna tell you that, man. No one's gonna tell you Crawford's bigger than Al Heyman. From what I know for sure, Al Heyman run the ship over there at PBC. He makes those decisions. He's in charge. Don't shit happen without Al. Over on that side, nothing. So just like they say all the time, Terrence Crawford come in butt naked. He don't have nobody. He don't have no damn promotion. How is he gonna come in solo dolo with a manager and he's making all the calls? I'm talking about what Errol Spence is getting, what Terrence is getting, guarantee money, what the percentage agreed upon on the PPV. I mean, come on, bro. Supposedly Bob Arum said they both assessing for 9 to 10 million each. Now, 9 to 10 million seems like a more reasonable split. You know what I'm saying? For guarantee money. That's not being unreasonable right there. 10 million for each fight is not being unreasonable. Even though I said earlier, I said, man, Crawford shouldn't ask for no 10 million. He should ask above 10 million. Especially seeing the fight that came out, the fight news that came out. He should ask for 15 million at least. Man, these guys are moving up the ladder when it comes to age, and they should make sure, and they damn sure make a price point that's suitable to the time that they have remaining in the sport. And that's, that 15 million sound good. That 15 million, even 20 million sounds good. But if they getting 10 a piece, I won't be mad because I'm pretty sure they negotiated for the pay-per-view status on the back end. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at none of it because it ain't my money. Big dog, you my fan, but stop it, bro. When you become Bud boss, Bud can go to work when he wants because I work when I work because I'm on my own boss. Yeah, I know. I've seen him several times already. He's absolutely going for Spence, which I have no problem with. But we really don't care when was the last time that Terrence Crawford fought. That's old news. You know what I'm saying? That's alphabets. We already know that information. We're trying to get the new information, the official OFF issue. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get to the official news, not all this fake shit that's floating around on YouTube, bro. It's making us look really, really bad, man, for people to come over here and fuck with us. I'm serious. The word I was getting and what I was being told, man, they have more people over here looking at YouTube than we believe. Like, really, they have more people looking at YouTube than you think. They know a lot of these channels, man, by heart, man. And they'll sit up there and tell you straight up, like, I don't know who the hell they getting their information from, but they just playing games with the listeners. They just doing it for views. They clout chasing. They just doing shit for fun. They're not even taking it serious. And I was like, damn, this is people that's close, to these promotions saying that shit. And it make me, think about when I come on live sometime, I really have to, be reserved. And sometimes I'll turn up, but I really have to make sure I think this out. You know what I'm saying? Because some people that's not really concerned about credentials, they don't give a fuck about what they doing on here because they don't plan on going to a fight and requesting credentials. They don't care. You don't see them at the fights. They don't care about going to the fights with credentials. They'll show up and buy a ticket, but they don't really care about getting credentials. So they can say what the fuck they want. But when it comes to individuals like myself, yeah, I'm still on the roster. I'm still trying to, have a consistency with getting these credentials and showing up to the fights and supporting these fighters. You know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna think you're gonna come on YouTube and just talk recklessly, distribute rhetoric, fallacies that don't even have anything to do with the truth. And I ask myself all the time, I was like, I want to do these people think this shit off that they come up with. They'll argue you up and down like I really fuck with boxing. I'm a hardcore boxing fan. But then you look at the shit every day that's coming out about this fight. Like it's all over the place, man. It's like connect the dots, man. It's like connect the dots. I can tell you once the fight, if it's announced, right? Once the fight is announced, then individuals gonna go right back to the same thing, and you're gonna have 30 different lives on. Well, from what I know, sources close to me, close to the camps, closest to the dang promotion. What they told me was that Crawford was asking 30, and then he finally settled on 8. Now the once the fight is announced, which the money part never should come into play. It might, like that's not a big deal, like the guarantee money and what they're gonna get on the back end. But I'm just saying, until they put that out there to the mainstream media, people are gonna be coming up with lies and talking about what Crawford is gonna get and what Errol's gonna get. And let's just assume that Errol gets more than Terrence Crawford. Does that somehow sway the outcome of the fight? Just think about that. Does it sway the outcome of the fight? A side, B side? Is it a history where the A side always wins? Just because they're coming in the fight with more money? No, it's no history that is consistently. The results are consistent like that. There's no history to it. But in this particular fight right here with Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, if Errol Spence indeed gets more guarantee money, he gets the 55% split or whatever they got going on with that agreement. Does it somehow sway the outcome of the fight? I'm talking about truth. I'm talking about the whole truth of them stepping in the ring. Is it going to somehow sway the outcome of the fight? Because I think that's going to be the next, tornado that hits YouTube. They're going to sit up here and talk about, Errol Spence proved, he's all about his business. He's the aggressor. He's the pressure cooker. And he proved that just now because he ended up getting more than Crawford going into this fight. And Crawford, look, this is when they're going to bring in Crawford's 3 divisions. And Crawford's a 3-weight champion. And Errol Spence a single-weight champion. And he's getting paid more than Terrence Crawford. What does that tell you? And then also, Terrence Crawford is higher than him on the pound-for-pound list, and Errol's getting paid to him. What does that tell you? I tell you, this shit ain't gonna never stop, dog. These motherfuckers got too much time on their hand, dog. Real talk. They got too much time on their hand. They're gonna be like, what does that tell you? He did all that in boxing, and all Errol did was contend in a single division, pick up 3 straps, and in the biggest fight in boxing, he getting paid more than Terrence. That's what they're gonna say, man. Real talk. Andrew on deck. What's good with it, Andrew? Pettis Financial Solution on deck. What's good? He said, my dog, they fake news capital. For real, man. That's a fake news capital, bro. That's what YouTube has turned into. Real talk. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna I know y'all busy on the holiday. I put the link out there though. Let me see. I put the link out there in case somebody wants to talk about the situation. But I'm at a point where all I want to see is the action taken officially. I don't give a fuck about the YouTube channels because all these individuals do is every time you hear their voice, it's different news. And it's all about Terrence Crawford, man. What he's asking, what's this? And then you heard recently, right? I know you heard this, people. He's threatening to walk away from the fight. These dudes be in private chats just coming up with goddamn bullet points and story plots. And they put the actual time down, the time slots for which they're gonna release a video on that particular topic. Now all of a sudden, after we was told that the fight was all done, sealed up, ready for delivery, they were saying that Terrence Crawford is threatening to walk away from the fight. Isn't this the same rhetoric that just goes on with every big fight? Oh, so-and-so's threatening to walk away from the fight. Man, we done heard this shit so many times. What's next, man? I'm feeling unappreciated. You know what I'm saying? I'm on YouTube. I feel unappreciated right now because they just keep on talking about the same news instead of just taking heed to what I told them. Just chill. Let days go by and talk about Alicia Baumgardner, Michaela Mayer. Their unification is coming up in September. Talk about Carissa Shields and Samantha Marshall. Let's talk about that. It's something out there. It's fights out there. You know what I'm saying? Shakur has a fight coming up. It's fights up there, man. It's plenty of this out there. But goddamn, I think we're gonna beat this motherfucking title into the ground with the fake news, man. It's too much fake news coming out. Stop the torchlit parade on Terrence Crawford with the fake news. 1 minute you say he's agreed to 55-45, but then it's another. Oh well, Terrence Crawford threatened to walk away. If you agreed to the 55-45, and you acting like now all of a sudden it's the guarantee money that he had a problem with, then the news come out that he agreed to lower than the 30 million. Then something else will come out that he's delaying the fight. Which one is it? Is the fight done? And it's supposed to have been announced last week because that didn't happen. Y'all, not announced, but official. The fight's supposed to be official this week, and it's supposed to be announced tomorrow. Has anyone of y'all found out that information yet? I'm just curious. Let me read an article that came out about Terrence Crawford. This article is pretty much the conversation that's been lined up a lot, about this fight. They want to take Terrence Crawford's last opponent in Sean Porter, which Big Dog highlighted for Old News that he fought last November, right? So they're trying to take Sean Porter, the last opponent of Terrence Crawford, and compare Sean Porter's performance with Crawford to Sean Porter fighting Errol Spence. Why? Because they feel like the Sean Porter common opponent between both of them are their best opponent. That's what they feel. They feel. You know what I'm saying? And people talk about it. Bud Crawford says styles make fights. Me and Errol have got a different style. Crawford noted during a recent appearance on the Zone Boxing Show. We fought Sean Porter in two completely different styles. You never know. That's Crawford talking. Crawford 38-0, 29 knockouts, carrying his power, among many other gifts, into his third weight division. The switch hitter, okay? They recognize Crawford as a switch hitter. So all of you up here trying to deny that this man can fight an orthodox or southpaw, stop it. He can fight in both. You know what I'm saying? He can fight in both. He's proved it already. He said the switch hitter from Omaha, Nebraska is a perfect 6-0 with 6 knockouts since moving up to welterweight. That we already know. You know what I'm saying? We know all that. We know all the opponents he's been through and everything. Crawford says, I never got hit by Spence. And this is very, very true. It's a good point that he made at the end. He said, I never got hit by Spence. I don't know how hard he hits. He never got hit by me. So he don't know how hard I hit. But that won't determine who wins. Back that up a little bit. Back that shit up. Crawford said, but that won't determine who wins. So he's pretty much saying that, regardless of what people are trying to measure on who hit the hardest, who has, more pressure than the other, Terrence Crawford's pretty much saying it doesn't matter, who hit the hardest. It won't be determined who wins. You don't determine the winner and loser by who punches the hardest. There's a lot that goes into winning a fight than who hit hard. And that's the true words, man. That's true words. This definitely won't be about who hit the hardest, but it will be about who has the better attrition, who's the more durable fighter, who has the better implementation of their boxing IQ. That's when it's going to come down to when these two elite fighters step in the square. That's what it's going to come down. I promise you, people. Believe me, I promise you. Errol Spence is not coming out the gate like he did against Yadina Sugas, Mikey Garcia, any of that. He's not coming out the gate against the best fighter that he stepped in the ring with on his resume. He's not coming out the gate like that. He's not going to subject himself. Derrick James, I want to assume that Derrick James is smarter than that. They're not going to come up with a fight plan for Spence to come out and put super pressure on someone like Crawford, because the rumor mill is that Bud Crawford starts slow. So if he starts slow, people catch him when he cold. Bro, I can almost promise you that shit is not going to be the case. He's not coming out the gate boiling over, just thinking he's going to be able to land all those punches he did, try to do with Ugas. It's not going to happen, bro. It don't matter what scenarios y'all come up with. Y'all know this is a different type of dude that Spence is stepping in there with. And it's a different type of dude that Crawford's stepping in there with. Both of these guys, like I say, are elite fighters. And it's up to them to answer the bell and prove who's the better fighter. All I'm asking for the Spencerholics is not to just give it all away. You know what I'm saying? This is when I get serious. All right. All jokes aside, don't give it all away. All the time that you've invested in this YouTube game, don't give it all away. You know what I'm saying? Just take a pause, a timeout. Just take a breather. Digress back into the shadows. Let the referee handle the count. You understand me? Like when you actually see the first knockdown, don't be mad and super angry and you be on YouTube cussing everybody out, making terrorist threats and all that. Don't do that. Just take a break, fall back, go grab some ice cubes, get some water or some yak, and just chill, man. Let the referee do his job. Spence should be able to make it back to his feet. All right. I'm hoping that he does to make the fight much more competitive, man, heading into the third round. Okay. Just let the referee do his job. Now, when Spence end up not making the count, just do me a favor. Don't come on my channel. Only if you owe me money, because there's some cats out there that's gonna owe me money. I just want to put it out there. Please pay up in a timely manner. But when you see Spence get up and don't make the count, just don't give it all up. You know what I'm saying? Those channels out here that was reporting fake news, it's not personal with me. Don't give it all up. Just don't throw it all away and say, I'm deactivating. Fuck this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to do anymore. I just want to end it all. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it, man. I'm reaching out to y'all. As an older cat, I'm reaching out to y'all. Real talk. I've been living a lot longer than some of y'all. I'm just saying, don't end it all, man. Just don't, go out here and just lose your mind and say, I'm not going to work for a whole week. You go out there with a knife in your hand and start flattening tires and come to find out it was your vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. Don't go out there and just be reckless and just lose your mind. I'm asking you nicely. Please don't come over here with fake accounts, spamming my inbox with hatred, because damn well I'm gonna be talking my shit, man. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna be talking my shit, man. It's gonna be an outcry. It's gonna be an outcry because y'all gonna feel dejected, and it's a lot that's gonna go on. Like all the rhetoric, I'm just sitting back and I'm chilling. I'm listening to y'all push all this fake news out. But when the fight actually is announced, which should be in 24, let me say a little bit over 24 hours, we should, it might be 12:01. You know what I'm saying? Time we get into the fourth, 12:01 tonight, East Coast time. We might hear some news, man. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Just do me that favor, man. Y'all don't lose it, man. I mean, if you have to support yourself and you have a mortgage, rent, car note, when this fight happened, when this fight go down the way I said it is, just don't go out here and just throw it all away, man. In one poor judgment. Just chill. It's not the end of the world, man. You know what I'm saying? Crawford being two-time undisputed champion. Let us celebrate in peace. All right? Just let us celebrate in peace, man. I know a lot of y'all are trying to form a reservoir dog coalition to go up here and recon my channel. But dude, just leave it on social media. Relax. It's gonna be okay, man. Real talk, it's gonna be okay. One thing I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna start spreading lies about Arrow. You know what I'm saying? Much of what they get mad about is what I talk about this public record. What you hear about Bud is just all these scenarios that they sit and talk about on how he's not going to be able to do this in the ring, on how Spence is the better boxer, on how Spence has underrated power. You know, all the attributes lay heavy on the side of Spence when they talk about it. Crawford, when you look at it, you look, if you listen to these dudes talk, you're going to ask yourself, like, damn, how did he get on the pound for pound list anyway? How did Crawford, the way they talking, he ain't did shit right. Why is he on the pound for pound list? How did he become undisputed? He was hurt by Kavalauskas, Gumbo, Jose Benavidez, Kell Brook. He was damn near hurt by everybody to hear them say it. But I'm just saying, if you listen to these cats speak, it's not really about the substance of boxing. It's just all about storylines that they choose to just create, whether they feel that it's truth or false. Truth or false. That's all. They don't care if it's not the truth when it deals with Terrence Crawford. They're gonna say anything and everything. They're gonna give you every complete scenario that they can come up with. If Terrence Crawford stand in front of Errol Spence, he ain't. Same thing they said about Porter. He ain't gonna last long. It's gonna be a short night for him. He ain't gonna last long. Cause Spence, this is the look. Check this out. This is the more recent one, y'all. When Spence fight fighters, they're never the same. They're never the same. When fighters have been in there with Spence, they're never the same. That is pretty much their lifeline, so to speak, to continue to discredit Terrence Crawford. They would say, "Oh, the fighters that Spence has fought has never been the same," but yet Terrence Crawford has fought two common opponents, and Kell Brook and Sean Porter. But since they fought Spence, they're never the same. They're basically saying, like, it hasn't been man down in a while, but all of a sudden they're talking about the eye situation. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about the eye situation that happened with Kell Brook. They're talking about the way Danny Garcia looked. And now they're talking about Yadinas Ugas and his orbital situation. So now they're trying to take Spence as being the eye doctor. You know what I'm saying? Spence is all of a sudden the eye doctor. And if Terrence Crawford stands in the pocket with him and trade, because, hey, just somebody said this, right? Somebody said this, that it was all over the place. Crawford mentioned that he was going to do what? He's going to stand right there and fight. Just like the decision that Errol Spence made when he fought Sean Porter. They went and ran with that shit. Terrence Crawford said he was going to stand right there. He wasn't going nowhere and he was going to fight. So they making it seem like that if Terrence Crawford stand in the pocket, and you know he can't box a lick on the inside. That's what they said too. He can't box a lick on the inside. And it doesn't make him any sense to start off boxing orthodox because he's just going to switch over to southpaw. And Errol Spence is the best southpaw in the welterweight division, people. That's what they gonna say. Man, I done heard all this shit, dog. All the possible rhetoric that has spitting off the toilet roll. I'm telling you, I've seen it written on that. I've seen it and flushed it. Look, Terrence Crawford don't know he know he ain't gonna stand right there in front of Spence and box him. He know that, man. You seen what Spence did to Ugas? Man, come on. Crawford ain't gonna do that. But these are boxing heads, though. How can you compare Ugas to Crawford? There's no comparison, bro. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. What's going on, Steven? What's good? Crawford trying to cash out. He know he gonna get an eye beating. Omaha Wireless, Omaha Steaks. Okay, we need to see that happen. Are you putting any money on the fight, Steven? Are you putting any money on this fight? Have you? Do you have any bets out there yet? Because look, I want you to be a part of the hysteria also, there, Steven. When that massacre happened, I want you to be able to come over here in my live chat and pay me. No, I don't want nobody paying me on YouTube now. You're gonna pay me on my Cash App, bro. I want you to be part of that hysteria. Are you betting on the fight, bro? Are you betting on the fight? Let me know. Crawford better be on his bike. Bo Mack and what about Bo Mack and Nelson? What about Bo Mack and Steve Nelson? What about them? What they say? Because y'all always, people always say they're close to the camp. They done heard this information, that information. And, Bo Mack is a trusted source to these people that's really rooting for Errol Spence. So he's going to feed y'all that credible, I'm talking about that information that for real, that's authentic, genuine. You're going to get that. If you're an Errol Spence fan and you're looking for Team Crawford, Bo Mack, and Nelson to tell you, yeah, they're going to tell you the truth, man. Are you betting on the fight there, Steven? Come on, don't be so hesitant, bro. Are you betting on the fight or not? Come on, man. What's a hundo, man? What's a hundo, man? Bet on the fight. It's about to be announced in a matter of 3 hours and 13 minutes? No, 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Dang, where you go, bro? Man, wait, why you just disappear like that? David Blaine walked up and started doing a magic trick. I mean, I just asked where you betting on the fight, man. You gotta get permission. What's the deal, man? This ain't tag. You run in, tag them and run out. Are you betting on the fight? Just want to make it interesting, man. Okay, if you undefeated, bet some money on it. What you want to bet on the fight, man? If you undefeated, you know what I'm saying? I'm the mandatory. What you want to do? You say you bet, you 2-0, 3-0, you undefeated. What you want to bet on the fight, man? I need for you to pay up also. I need for you to have my money. What you want to put on the fight? How long does it take, man? For real, how long does it take just to damn type in yes or no and you just press send? How long does it take, man? It shouldn't take that long, dog. Come on, man. And you said Crawford better be on his bicycle. Why? Was he on his bicycle with Jeff Horn, who had much more size on him? Was he on his bicycle with Jose Benavidez, Amir Khan, Kavalaskis? Was he on his bicycle? Did he need to be on his bicycle then? I'm just curious. Did Kell Brook have him on his bicycle? Because Kell Brook landed about 2 or 3 punches early in the fight. He was having success. What about Sean Porter? Was he on the bicycle with Sean Porter? Because it was said that if Errol Spence fights Sean Porter on the inside, he's going to get knocked out. Now, I don't know whether to take that. They might have put on the wrong glasses. They didn't have the prescription in there or something like that. It might have been just regular focals. But they said if he fights Sean Porter on the inside, he get knocked out. NI, no impact, no idea, no money on it. Okay, I got you. Understood. Real talk. So the good news, people, is that on the 4th of July, we're supposed to get the breaking news. So I hope everybody's here for that. You know what I'm saying? And we can see what the storylines are going to come up with. You know, the quizzes and everything that goes along with new breaking news. It's going to be a lot of quizzes out here. You know, you're going to be questioning what you're listening to, why you're listening to it, and when you're going to hear a different narrative come across the YouTube community the next day. Just be prepared. That's all. That's all. There's no etiquette over here, man. It's just everywhere. It's just a clusterfuck. Look, it's a clusterfuck, as we call it in the military. Clean this clusterfuck up. Clean this clusterfuck. It's a clusterfuck over here when it comes to damn information, man. You know what I'm saying? No, I guess he dipped out then. I'm so disappointed, man. I'm so disappointed. You come over here and leave several comments, and you won't even have enough trusted value to basically bet on the fight. Shout out to the queen in the building, Monica. Good evening. How you feeling today? You know what I'm saying? Hope your holiday is going great. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody else that's in the building. You know what I'm saying? Not so much the ones who come in here, run in the live chat, and then run out, man. I can't respect that, dog. You're talking about all, you know, what Crawford has to do, but you don't want to bet anything on the fight, man. I'm not being upset about it. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to make it interesting, trying to bring some light to the situation, because it's just so much lies is being spread on this YouTube about, you know, Crawford Spence. It seems like we deter more people than bringing them to the actual, you know, platform to listen to why they should buy the fight. It just seems like it's damn crazy right now. BIG on deck. What's good with it, bro? Monica say, good evening, World Combat Sports. Good evening to you. Oh, you working tonight? Okay. That's what's up. Let me ask you, in a fight that both fighters are not knockout artists, right? And don't never mind who I support heavy. You know, I'm support who I support heavy, right? That's not even relevant. I just want your take on, do you which side do you believe the most? Do you think the fight is going to go the distance, or you think someone's going to get stopped in this much anticipated welterweight showdown for Undisputed? Two fighters that's not one punch knockout artists, but they have the absolute tendency to break their opponents down, degrade their ability, and then get the stoppage. Do you see this going the distance between these two fighters? Or do you see it ending early in a possible stoppage? Distance, stoppage. Stoppage, distance. What do you think, people? Just talk to me. What do you think? You know why I asked that question? To prove my point that people really aren't, you know, in the mood to talk about if the fight is going to be a stoppage or go the distance, because it's just so much extra talk. You know what I'm saying? We haven't gotten anything official. People are exhausted from talking the same bullshit on whether this fight, how it's gonna play out, who's gonna win, who ain't gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Now, look, I'm telling you, I'm going down the road. Now, Crawford has said he only has 2 more fights. Well, guess what? Errol Spence say he only had 2 fights at welterweight remaining. One of them was exhausted by Udenas Ugas, and this should be his last fight. That's why I'm a bit puzzled when they talk about a rematch, because Errol Spence say he only had 2 fights left at welterweight. One of those fights was exhausted with Udenas Ugas, and this should be his final fight. This should be his final fight, but the 2 fights that Crawford is talking about, he's speaking on leaving the sport. How true that is and how serious of a point he was trying to make, I'm not sure. But if he only has 2 fights left in the sport at his age, that'll be great for him to get up out of here with a nice, paycheck for both fights. You know what I'm saying? He take the belts from Spence, become 2-time undisputed. 3-weight division, 2-time undisputed. And then somehow he can work his magic and get a championship fight in the 4th division at 154. I'm not saying Jermell Charlo is going to have the belts by then. We've seen what happened with Josh Taylor, but let's just look at it in a positive light. Is it possible for him to run the gauntlet like that? He wins the belts versus Spence, and then he's able to move up and get a title shot at 154. I.e., if it's for one belt or for all the belts, can it possibly happen? Can boxing make that shit happen? I bet if the numbers come back for this fight right here, regardless of who win, right? The numbers come back. It's gonna be pretty dang interesting if Terrence chooses to try to move up to 154 and fight for the belts. That's granted if Jermell Charlo is already stepped in there against Tim Tszyu. Because we really don't know when this fight gonna happen. They say October. They're gonna push it close to Halloween. It's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? The date, the guess, or whatever, is supposed to be October. The 29th falls on a Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So they're saying they want to push it to the last week, the last full week of October. That's on the eve of Halloween, that following Monday. So they keep saying the fight is going to be October 29th. That's another thing that's supposed to be announced. You know what I'm saying? The fight being official is signed, sealed, delivered. And then the date of the fight. And then supposedly they're going to pick the venue and everything. And we'll find out what the venue is going to be. Because the location is pretty much a done deal, in my opinion. The fight's going to go in Vegas. It's not going down in Texas. We're not going to get no bogus ass contract signing where you got to go over there to Texas and fight twice. And there's no rematch clause in there for Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that. So we know it's going to be in Vegas. We're just trying to find out the fight's going to be made. You know what I'm saying? When it's going to be made. What month it's going to be in. And the money shit, I don't care about. I don't care how much Crawford's getting. Don't care how much Spence is getting. I just want us to be on a level playing field where we can talk about what's actually in writing. What's actually in right now. We're not talking about the what ifs, what can, all the hypotheticals. When the shit is signed and the ink is dry, that's all I want to go off of. Then we can, listen to all these people come up with scenarios on how the fight gonna play out. So let's talk a little bit about the Michaela Mayer Alicia Baumgardner fight. They supposed to throw down September 2022. Okay, currently, um, Alicia Baumgardner, she holds the WBC and the IBO title. All right, and this is in the super featherweight division. You remember when she went in there and stopped Terry Harper, right, in the 4th round? You know, she picked up the WBC World Female Super Featherweight title and the IBO World Female Super Featherweight title. She defended her titles once, and she had in there against Michaela Mayer. Michaela holds the IBF World Female Super Featherweight title and the WBO World title. Alicia Baumgardner's record is 12-1, 7 knockouts. And Michaela Mayer, she's 17-0 and 5 knockouts. So what do you see automatically? Okay, the knockouts, you know what I'm saying? They're very low. So that means it's going to be who has the better boxing. Just because they have low knockouts don't mean they cannot knock out their opponent. I mean, somebody can, fatigue brings on knockouts, but it's tough in the women's division, in my opinion, because their rounds are only 2 minutes. And their championship fights are 10 rounds. So just when the round is heating up, it's over. Ding, ding, boom, it's over. So this is going to be a chess match, man. This is going to be a chess match. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm surprised that Baumgardner is heading in there with Michaela Mayer so early, just off one title defense. You know what I'm saying? She defended her titles once, and she's heading in there to unify. You know what I'm saying? And that's wild. That's wild. Seriously, but that's going to be a good fight. I seen Mayer out there in NYC. She has some height on her. Tall. I did an interview with Al Mitchell, her trainer. That was a solid, interview that he told me a lot about, his fighters and how it came about for him to train Michaela Mayer as a professional, because he wasn't on board with training a professional female fighter. She asked him, could he train her, because he had trained her, had been around him in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? He had to make an exception. I mean, it made news headlines. The videos is out there when he was talking. Good guy, man. Very good guy, Al Mitchell, man. Very solid staple in boxing when it comes to training these fighters. He had multiple, champions. And yeah, it's going to be interesting on the game plan that they have coming in here facing Alicia Baumgardner. Of course, when it comes down to these ladies also, you have Michaela Mayer who's 32 years old. You feel me? And then Baumgardner, she's a little ways behind her, 28 years old. So we don't have one of these situations where the fighters are extremely older than the other. They're pretty young. They are. They're pretty young. They're decent, Alicia Baumgardner, she's giving up a little bit of height. She coming to 5'6" to Michaela Mayer's 5'9". 32-year-old versus 28-year-old. Not too much of a difference. We'll see. We'll see who's able to get on the inside. I mean, we'll see who's able to box. Will it be the same energy as, Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor? We're all curious. We definitely don't want it to look like Jessica McCaskill's last fight. Oh my goodness, bro. Oh my God. The same look she give when she raised her upper lip when she's taking a picture with her belts. That's the same look I have when I'm watching her fights. I was like, ugh, girl, you're wild. You're super wild, man. Like, man, your trainers have it nice. They ain't teaching you no fundamentals in the gym. Seriously, man. She's just super wild, man. And then you watch fighters like Baumgardner, Mayer, Taylor, you know what I'm saying? Brockus. Carissa Shields. You watch the Amanda Serrano's, because you can tell Amanda Serrano as to why she's a 7 division champion. It don't matter who she fought. I'm just saying the way she delegates her technical authority. Hey, you can tell why. You can tell why. But that's a fight that's coming up on the Carissa Shields and Savannah Marshall. Okay. So Carissa Shields is 12-0, and Savannah Marshall is 12-0. Obviously, if you look at their resumes, Carissa has done more in her professional career. Savannah Marshall right now it's crazy. I don't even like using this word, but Savannah Marshall is clout chasing the fuck out of Shields. She's from the UK. She's 31 years old, 5'11 and a half. She's pretty much fought who she fought in the middleweight division. That's all I can say on that. You know what I'm saying? She's picked up the strap. When you look at the names, you can look at Hannah Ranking. Who else I can pick up out of there? She's had some title fights, like I said. She had some title fights. But this fight is going to be for the WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO middleweight women's world championship. Both of these ladies are 12-0. Carissa Shields, we know she's been in there with Marie Eve Dakari, who was 7-0 at the time. I can't tell you how many jabs she didn't throw in that fight. I'm talking about Marie Dakari. She was 7-0, and I'm like, damn. And she had no knockouts either, y'all. No knockouts when she fought. Ivana Hobzin, that situation was just crazy, man. You remember that fight was canceled at one time due to the shit that went down in Flint. But she was game. She just didn't have enough for Carissa. Then, of course, the hype behind Christina Hammer. Oh man, that was a lot of hype between Christina Hammer. She coming here, part-time model, and you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of people that was behind Christina Hammer. She came in there and she wanted to be the glamour girl. Pretty much Carissa Shields shit hurt her several times and shut that down. And we all remember the fight with Hannah Rankin. As I said, both of them have a common opponent, Hannah Rankin. And then Hannah Gabriel. Hannah landed the uppercut early. Shields was knocked down in the first round, but she went on to pretty much dominate the fight after that. You know what I'm saying? The scorecards was 98-91, 97-92, and 97-92. And she had Tori Nelson. That was a bang 'em out fight. Tori was undefeated at the time she stepped in there with Shields. You know what I'm saying? And of course, her first fight as a profession, she go in there with the big dog herself, man. You know what I'm saying? Is down for a scrap. Franchon Cruz Dezern. You know what I'm saying? That was her first fight, her debut. And she fought Franchon Cruz Dezern, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. 2-time gold standard Olympian. And of course, she has no losing records on her resume. When I say losing, that means she has more losses than wins. I'm talking about her opponent. They have more losses than wins. There's no losing records on her resume. She's a 2-time gold standard Olympian, multi-division champion, multi-division unified champion, and she's only 27 years old. All right. Her opponent is 31 years old. So that's just a small gap. About 4 years gap, man. I don't know, man. I just think she's going to be a bit slow for Carissa Shields, and she's going to try her best to use her 83.3% knockout ratio to go in there and try to knock Clarissa out. It's not like Clarissa hasn't been on the canvas, like I said. She's been on the canvas before. Marshall just has to have that patience and timing to try to make that happen. It's not impossible. It's not like no one has ever dropped Shields, but I'm just saying Shields has fast hands, man. And she's absolutely look like a middleweight right now. Absolutely, bro. Monica say, but what could be holding it up? That's a damn good question. What could possibly be holding up the fight? I have no idea, because if I try to find out what could be holding up the fight, then it gets crazy. I see that going the way Ann Wolf did, old girl. Well, Ann Wolf definitely had more power than Shields. You're talking about Donna Ward. Yeah, Donna Ward. You're talking about when Ann Wolf knocked out Donna Ward. They still have Shields as the underdog. I mean, they can have Shields as the underdog because somehow, people forget the fact that Shields is behind Katie Taylor on the pound for pound list, and Katie Taylor has not achieved what Carissa Shields has did as a professional. Forget the amateurs. I'm talking about professional. I don't know, and I can say Katie Taylor, besides Amanda Serrano, has she been in there with like competition as Shields? Has she been in there with like competition to have her over? I mean, I don't know how these ranking system goes. You know what I'm saying? They have Devin Haney behind Gervonta Davis in the lightweight rankings. I don't know. Big salute to Showtime Shaw News on deck with it. What's good with it, Showtime? Salute to your brother. Al Mitchell, one of the best teachers and trainers. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Like I said, I got to give a shout out. I got the interview because I wasn't even looking for him. And, Showtime told me, hey, that's so-and-so right there. So I said, okay, I definitely got to get that drop. That's the way it was, man. He said, salute WCS in the chat. Salute to your brother. And once again, man, Team Jahad Tucker, salute to them. Shields just need to stick and move. Don't try and trade with Savannah. What if she trade and she's able to land, though? Because we all know Shields is down for the get down. Once she get into a firefight, she's down for the get down. She is. This ain't MMA. You talking about somebody, you know what I'm saying? This ain't MMA. Believe it or not, I know she learned some shit over there in mixed martial arts when she was training. So she might get on the inside and clinch. I know she learned some shit over there in mixed martial arts training over there, man. With Winkle John. I know she did. Man. What if she's clinching on the inside? Some dirty boxing, short, quick, swift hooks on the inside or uppercuts. I mean, that can happen. Savannah is big. You know what I'm saying? She just reminds me that I don't know. She's gonna go in there and try to knock Carissa out. She's gonna try to take all the glory at once. And I'm just curious to know how her cardio is gonna be in there with Shields into the 10th round. It may be an absolute battle like we seen with Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, or it may be a technically sound paced fight. I don't know. People. But I like it. I'm going to be tuned in. I'm going to be tuned in September. For real. Yeah, Michaela Mayer versus Alicia Baumgardner. Absolutely. That's on the undercard of Shields Marshall. That's on the undercard. Who wins and how long AB will be fighting? Alicia Baumgardner will be fighting. She's 38 right now. I don't think Alicia Baumgardner is 38 years old. She's 28. She, she was born in the 24th of May, 1994. She's 28 years old. Because I'm about to say, if she's 38, damn, she's aging very well. But no, she's 28 years old. She's young. She's very young. You know what I'm saying? She's very young in the game still. Let me see. And Shields is 27. You know what I'm saying? Carissa Shields is younger than Alicia Baumgardner. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So this fight, of course, um, I mean, it's going to be over in the UK. It's going to be in Savannah Marshall's backyard. So we're gonna have to see how Shields perform over there, man. This is going to be a fight in the UK, and Shields is going over there to basically challenge and defend her belts. You know, it's gonna be crazy, man. Both of these women are 12-0. Somebody O must go, of course. Somebody O must go. And in the matchup with Baumgardner and Mayer, Baumgardner has one loss, ways back, and Mayer's undefeated 17-0. That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be very, very interesting over there in the UK. I like it though. I like it. Real talk, I like that. I like those two fights right there. Main event, co-main event. I like both of those. Seriously. Look, Monica trying to put on 10 years on Baumgartner. You trying to put 10 years on that. Hey. You try to ask the woman their age is over. But adding 10 years off a mistake ends relationships. Shit. 10 years ends relationships. What did you say? You don't know my birthday by now. Oh, I just thought you was turning 38. No, I'm not. I'm turning 29. Matter of fact, get out this month. get your man, get your stuff. Get your stuff. Get your stuff out the closet. Man, you gotta go. You try to put 10 years on me. This is not going down like that. No. This is irreconcilable. No, we can't. We can't communicate no more. It's impossible. Shields the most disrespected fighter in the sport. Is she the most disrespected? Let me run through the Rolodex. Is she the most disrespected? When you say in the sport, are we talking about still active box rec? How many years we talking about not fighting? Disrespected. I don't know, man. I think Deontay Wilder was highly disrespected too. You know what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder, Carissa Shields. I don't know, man. Who else can I say that's disrespected as a fighter? They don't get no credit. I don't know. She's up there though. Comparing males, females, she's up there though. You might want to say lack of respect. I don't know if she's disrespected though. Like when are we seeing Carissa get disrespected? Like if you're talking about amongst the women, I mean, I don't really compare that as being important. If you're talking about when you talk about boxing, male, female, she the most disrespected fighter in boxing. No, I can't say that. But if you're talking about on the women's side of the house, I don't know. It's just regular trash talking. I see. They want to go for the quote. She gave herself the alias the quote, so they want a part of the quote. They want to be a part of goddamn history, man. If they can dethrone and be the first person to defeat two-time gold medalist and all the accolades, boxer, mixed martial artist, and that's bragging rights. And plus, we all know Marshall is the only one to defeat Carissa in the amateurs. So she's trying to ride that clout that Carissa's built up in the professional ranks to prove a point that she's still better than Clarissa. And she's looking to prove it in September. That's all we can go off of, man. If it's active, we're talking about self-inflicted. Because a lot of people talk about, shoot, they talk about Gervonta Davis, AB, um, Demetrius Andrade, I feel a little bit, that disrespect. Um, who else up there? Goddamn Blair the Flair, goddamn it. Blair the Flair is up there. He's an active fighter. You said active fighter. Blair the Flair Cobbs is not getting hardly any respect. I think overall, it just came to me, right? I forgot Mr. Tetris himself, dog. I think he takes the top honor. Male, female. Chris Colbert. I think he is the most disrespected. Because he does the disrespecting. I think Chris Colbert is that dude. Seriously. That's who I think. Chris Colbert gets the number one pound for pound on that. He holds the pound for pound on that. After talking all that shit to Hector Garcia and go in there and get dropped after talking all that shit about Deontay Wilder, Shakur Stevenson, man, he was on the roll. He was on the roll until he got them start the roll, man. It was just all over for him. So I'm looking forward to him coming back. It'd be good if he stepped in there with somebody like Gary Russell. You know what I'm saying? Gary move up from 26 to 30. See how that shit work out. Oh, they show him a boy when he got knocked out of the ring. Damn. He fell on his face too. Jeez. Damn. I talked to him about that fight too. But hey, what I want y'all to do tonight, man. Hopefully everyone had a nice weekend as far as getting yourself prepared for the 4th of July. Because a lot of people, especially where I'm from, it's a party all weekend. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. You know what I'm saying? Some people pretty much try to celebrate on a Sunday, but Monday is going down, man. Monday is going down, and people still gonna pop them bottles, eat, and everything else. But what I want you to do is, while you enjoying the festivities tomorrow, that can be 12. Some of y'all gonna be drinking into the AM tonight. I just want you to do one thing. The big breaking news supposed to be coming out in a matter of hours. When you hear it, I just want you to stop what you're doing and just look up to the sky and thank the boxing gods. That's all. Because now we may have some credibility within the YTC, because they was putting out that the fight is going to be announced in a matter of hours, man. On the 4th of July, Independence Day, the big news is going to come out. So I want you, if you in the process of drinking a cold one, I want you to just stop, point to the sky, you know what I'm saying? Thank the boxing gods, and prepare yourself for what's about to go down on YouTube. That's all. There's gonna be too much. It's gonna be too much. I don't want y'all losing y'all jobs, getting stressed out. None of that shit. It's gonna be too much, man. It's gonna be so many goddamn incredible sci-fi narratives being pushed around this. I mean, this carousel is absolutely gonna be full. Round and round we go. Round and round we go. For sure, in women's boxing, her achievements get underplayed big time. Yeah, I call it for Shields, she's underappreciated for what she's been able to achieve. She's very much underappreciated. Real talk. Wasn't Chris Colbert calling out Gervonta Davis? Why not that fight? Good question, Monica. And the reason why that fight isn't going to happen because they're trying to pretty much save Colbert's career as we know it. It'll be absolute. It would have to be some type of value for Gervonta to drop down to 130 to basically cancel Chris Colbert's career. You know what I'm saying? It'll have to be something in there just outside of the fact that he called out Gervonta. You know what I'm saying? And Chris Colbert is not moving up the lightweight. That's not happening. And then, you know, the way Gervonta moves, he's definitely not moving down. And Colbert's coming off a loss. It's not enough there. You know what Leonard Ellerbe gonna say? He said, why? We don't have to do that. What is he doing? What is he offering? What he has to offer? Nothing. He got dropped in his last fight. What does he have to offer? That's what Leonard's gonna say. So it's no way possible that fight is gonna happen in the next 2 years, man. Unless Colbert goes on a tear. You know what I'm saying? He works his way back up in title contention. He picks up one of the belts, defeats Shakur Stevenson. Somehow, I mean, I'm just saying, somehow he defeats Shakur Stevenson. Is Stevenson still in 130? And then, you know, Team Davis looks at Colbert's, rebirth and say, damn, okay, he's worth me going and fighting him. You know what I'm saying? He has value now. Right now, he don't have shit they have to offer, so that fight ain't gonna never happen. We trying to see if Team Haney is gonna fight George Cambozo or he's gonna fight Gervonta Davis. People have to keep the same energy with Haney. You know what I'm saying? They have to keep the same energy. Why be mad if he get off the belts? Didn't I say that? I say if Devin's able to win the titles, what did I say? He needs to vacate the belts and get a fight somewhere else, you know, move up to 140 or whatever. If you don't have to stay there, you know, he doesn't have to stay there. He can vacate the belts and get the hell on and get that check. Yeah, he doesn't have to stay there. I don't know why people are not looking at what's going on with Josh Taylor, but yet they ridiculing the shit out of Devin Haney, man, because the news is buzzing that he might not face Cambozo a second time. The same people that was up here saying that, oh, nobody want to see that shit, right? So okay, so if nobody want to see it, and it's a way that he can get out of the contract. If getting out of the contract means vacate the belts for anything, I don't know, a fight with Gervonta, somebody that's a big fight, big money, I find that as being a reasonable decision other than going back over to Australia, defending your titles. And they trying to put something in your damn water. Right now, Devin has bragging rights in lightweight division. Period. Regardless if he goes over there for a second time or not, he has bragging rights. He was able to do what nobody else has done in lightweight. That's a fact. But yet, at this point in time, he want to keep that momentum, whether it's vacating and fighting a bigger fight with Davis or going over there defending. He want to keep the momentum going. You know what I'm saying? He wants to keep the momentum. He can do a lot with those titles. Like I said, if he completes the Ozzy double, guess who else is waiting in line? Wasn't Vasil Lomachenko? He's supposed to be the third link in the picture. If Devin Haney vacates his titles, that fucks it up for Lomachenko. Now Lomachenko has to go fight for a title, which is quite different than if he was to just face Devin Haney for all the titles. You know what I'm saying? Because Lomachenko, let's call it for what it is. When he was unified champion, he chose the goddamn petition for the franchise belt. All he had to do is keep the WBC and fight Teofimo Lopez for the IBF title. That's all Vasil had to do. But he didn't want to fight that mandatory. I'm just going to say they had it set up for Teofimo Lopez. That's all I'm going to say. From what I knew behind the scenes, him being petitioned for the franchise is the same reason that Juan Estrada was elevated the franchise. It's what the promotion want, and it's what's better for boxing. I'm serious. You might call it fucked up, but that's how it went down. That's why Teofimo aborted mission on the WBC tournament that they was having, and he went over there to the IBF. Devin Haney was ranked in the IBF at the time, but they didn't pursue fighting over there in the IBF. They was going to go the WBC route. And that's when you're seeing Teofimo Lopez go up in there against Masayoshi Nakatani, very tall fighter who gave him problems early. Then go in there against Richard Comey, and then Vasil Lomachenko. So what is he going to do now? He has all the scraps. He's the man, no doubt about it. He's on the throne. Is he going to go over there for the Aussie double? And then if he does, and he come up out of this squeaky clean, he definitely can vacate the titles when it comes to Lomachenko. But, isn't he going to get a pretty good amount of money if he keep the titles and fight Lomachenko, though? I think that'll be his money fight if he has the belt still. Because Gervonta, he doesn't have straps like that. Devin Haney has all the straps. Interesting scenario, though. You know what I'm saying? I still like Colbert. He'll be back. Okay, you like him then, Andrew. You like him. You know what I'm saying? I don't, nothing. When he was down here in the A, he was just cutting up. I'm using old school terms right here, Andrew. He was cutting up, dog. I almost had to go out back and get a switch. He was cutting up. Dude was just up here looking like he was running goddamn ATM, man. Come on, Chris. This is a celebrity boxing match, dog. Monica says Josh Taylor dropping those belts like they are hot. Yes. And not too many people speaking on what is actually going down. The WBA is gone and the WBC is gone. But yet, they busy concerned about who? Devin Haney. That's wild, man. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, mistakes are always going to be a fact of life. It's the response to the error that counts. Devin went over there to Australia in another man's backyard for low pay. He won. Then when he win, people like, okay, what's next? What's next? Are you going to defend the titles against Campos? What's next, man? What's next? Bill, what's next? Come on, man. We need to know. What's next? Y'all can't sit around and do nothing. What's next? The wild part about Devin Haney being the champion, right? And he comes off those belts. I'm curious to what that negotiation process. They talking about Crawford and Spence. Can you imagine that negotiation process with them two? Like Haney has less divisions as a champion than Davis. Davis is a three-way champion. Oh my God, I can't imagine if the Haneys will capitulate once again in recession. Like, it's no way that they're going to reciprocate taking a lowball deal just to step in there with Gervonta. And being how PBC is working the shit with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Man, I'm very curious as to how negotiations will be with Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney. Because they're gonna have to get paid. Of course, that's a fight that they can get paid under the 8 million, under the 7. You know what I'm saying? It's much more of a negotiation process like we're seeing with Crawford Spence. But I'm just saying, man, both of them have bragging rights. Both of them have bragging rights. It's going to be Top Rank. It's going to be PBC. Man, that is going to be very interesting. Seriously, that's going to be very interesting. The likelihood of Gervonta Davis being the B-side is 0. That's 0% of Gervonta Davis being the B-side. Team Haney, for them to come in here and settle for the B-side, I don't think they're going to take the low ball position after what they've been able to accomplish. I might be all the way wrong with it, but I'm just saying, man. Them Haneys, they changed levels now. They definitely at a higher tier than it was before they went to Australia. And you ain't going to be able to tell them shit, period. And I don't blame them. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame them at all. Sir Senior on deck. What's good there, Sir Senior? What's good? But yeah, man. I put the link in the chat, but I'm pretty sure y'all up here gnawing on some ribs and shit. Y'all up here getting your pork protein in. Y'all chicken protein. Goddamn 6 carbs. Y'all got motherfucking 6 type of beans on the table. Cornbread. I know some of y'all probably just woke up from drinking all that sweet tea, knowing damn well you don't supposed to see the sugar in the bottom of the dang tea container. Goddamn, the tea is right there. That shit ain't good for you. You know what's crazy is I grew up off that shit. Kool-Aid, man, we used to see the tea in the bottom. I thought it was natural. I thought the shit was natural to see the tea in the bottom of the jug. I was like, that's natural. Wow, okay. I used to see them dump that shit in there. That shit is unhealthy. That's crazy, man. That they don't even do that no more, really, unless you deep in the South. But man, I'm gonna let y'all get back to y'all holiday, man. Like I said, don't lose no sleep tonight. I'm gonna send all y'all a text if it's breaking news. I'm gonna send all of y'all a text via bottle rockets. Okay, I'm gonna set off a bottle rocket to your resident. Please don't take it as gunfire. It is only the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna send a bottle rocket with a little note inside, and I'm gonna tell you the breaking news, man. That's all. But y'all hold it down. Turn up and tune in the World Combat Sports. Salute to everyone who pulled up as always. Hit the like button on your way out, and keep your fingers crossed.